of the negative emotions, why we call as negative emotions, because we as a human beings, we have an opportunity, right? We have 3 steps to follow. The step number 1 is where are we, and we based upon the choices we take an action and we take a decision, and once we make that decision, obviously is going to produce a certain kind of results, and this is the place where we have all our abundance, all the right decisions, all the money we have in our account, and everything we have acquired based upon these steps, and today we are here. We have everything, we have great relationships, we have everything. And the same structure goes, certain times when you are in the same situation, there are certain other activities there, then you go to the different direction, you take different choices, and those create different consequences. Okay, maybe all your sorrows, all your problems, all your sabotaging issues, pains, stress, everything, the structure is very simple. If you see wherever you are, what is driving you? It is your emotion is driving you. If an emotion, if it is driving, that leads you to make the right decision, and have the right consequence. More appropriately, in most of the scenarios, that is going to be the positive emotion. When the emotion is leading to this category, it is going to be a negative emotion. Otherwise, there is no other distinction. Because of negative emotions, people might know or might not know, we have encountered with the 5 dangers. Everyone has at least 5 dangers. If you are an entrepreneur, what are the dangers for you because of your negative emotions? You don't take action, you procrastinate, you have always fear of market, economy, you don't want to take an extra steps and invest on your business. So negative emotions is going to what? Is going to cost? It is going to cost your growth, it is going to cost your progress, sometimes it is going to cost your dream. What are the negative emotions that are costing you with respect to your as a working professional? Your negative emotions like jealousy, annoyance, irritation, frustration, and it is not going to help you to grow in your career. Your resentment, your guilt, it is not going to help you to grow in your career. And what is costing you? It is growth, your career aspirations, the money you are going to make over a period of time. Sometimes it may cost even your job. But with respect to health, what happens? Okay, let me ask this question. What are the major six major ailments or the reasons for the people's death globally? You know that? What are the 6 major reasons for that? Heart attack 1, what else? Cancer 2, what else? Accident 3, what else? What else? Accident, heart attack. Okay, there are 6 reasons. Idea is not to go there. What is the single largest factor which is contributing to all the reasons? Do you know that? Stress, absolutely. Stress is the single largest reason for the all major reasons for the human death in the world today. Why we call certain emotions are negative emotions? Because we as the human beings, we are like a chemical factory, isn't it? So we produce various chemicals within our body, and every emotion we experience, it throws out certain kind of chemicals within our body. There are certain emotions which are going to be triggered by the happiness and the yoga or meditation, and they are going to make you feel good, and they are good for you. And obviously certain kind of negative emotions produces negative chemicals in our body. In the neuro-linguistic programming point of view, when we try to help people as a complement to come out of certain kind of serious ailments, when we started working upon that, most of the times the primary reason for the chronic illness the person is experiencing it is because of some negative emotion somewhere throughout his life. It may be a guilt, it may be a sadness, it may be a kind of some things which is there. That is the primary reason for these people to for the people to experience this. So negative emotions are actually significantly influences your health as well. Then, not needless to say, what kind of relationship engagement it is good to have. You want to shout people when you are supposed not to shout. How many people will shout at kids or someone very close and then later repent? Actually, I have not scolded. So what you are doing, that you are actually spoiling the child's experience, and also you are spoiling your experience. Not only once, you experience yourself for multiple times. Thus way, negative emotions have very hidden dangers, Let us talk about now people who in terms of the studying they cannot focus and they cannot concentrate. So all the negative emotions cost each one of you a lot of things, and most of the things, the beauty of negative emotions is that they come like a friends, it doesn't come with one, it will come like a group, and they come and they become like a net. Even an elephant or a lion who can roar, they put the net and it will be grounded, right? Emotions, you would have gone to some people who can help you with some kind of chemicals, outside chemicals from external, would have done, and some people would have helped you to maybe pay attention to the breathing or count 1 to 5. And I have learned one more technology of this band technology. Every time you feel, it's the band technology, I think, in my opinion, these are all help. Definitely these are all going to help, but when they are going to help, when the damage is completed. So next time whenever you get angry, count 1 to 5. Next time whenever you get angry, then do this banding, or in the future when you pay attention to the breathing, or when you already damage is completed, when you feel very bad about it, then okay, to repent or to come out of that kind of evidence, you can use this technology. Why these technologies mostly won't work for the people? It is because negative emotions are lying, the home of negative emotions. What is the home of negative emotions? The home of negative emotions is your subconscious mind and unconscious mind. So most of your automatic activities happens there. Do you think and breathe, or do you think and change the blood circulation, or you can think and run away from a snake? So all these things happens in automatic. 95% or more than 95% of the activities we engage in happens automatically. Do you think which brake, apply the clutch, brake and accelerator? All happens. If you start driving by thinking, you're the first one going to hit somewhere. Correct? You can never think, right? Automatically it happens. Your negative emotions comes from there. So hence you will not be able to, that is the primary reason, you will not be able to consciously control your negative emotions. And even it happens, people engage in hours and hours long rituals in doing yoga and meditation every day. That day, whichever the day they experience right set of yoga and meditation, that day they feel relaxed, but 2 days if they don't do it, they will not be able to do. Any approach which will take via conscious to the control of the activities, I think people will experience the least amount of success, in my opinion. But the good news is that we can change that. So let me tell you a story. When we were in our village, the first time we bought a TV, our whole wiring is not meant for the TV. We used to have one light and maybe one fan. There is no multiple outlay of electricity also in the homes at that time. So we used to bought a TV. We don't know where to keep the TV, where to we connect that TV. And obviously the people who are not that well versed, people ask for the solutions like take an extension box and pay the extension box. Every time we need to switch on the TV, first keep the extension box, then connect the TV, then play, then complete it, then round off the extension box and keep it somewhere else. Then at that time people called a kind of an expert, and that person came, and he came and simply went and he simply changed the wiring, internal wiring. He simply changed the internal wiring, and he removed some things. We have one outlay where we are just lighting the bed lamp. There is no required, so remove the connection of bed lamp. Bed lamp is still there, but the switch which connects to the bed lamp is connected to the TV now. So from now onwards anything is programmed. So we go enjoy our time and simply switch on the place and we simply watch the programs, and we went there. Does it require every day of kind of changing the doing this switch belt? We don't need to do. So that's exactly we are going to do now. We are going to exactly do the rewiring. We are exactly going to do connecting one emotion, one trigger with another emotion. So how your negative emotion comes? Let me give you a quick glimpse of how your negative emotion comes. I just wanted to give you this fact. Either happy or anger or fear or whatever the name you call as the negative emotions, it is a consequence. Okay, let me tell again. You are happy, your blissfulness, your excitement, whatever you experience fully, or Name me some negative emotions. Let me hear from you. So your anxiety. What else? Fear, guilt, grief, sadness, fear of missing out, sorrow. These are all also consequences. Okay. When I say consequences, they are results. So what is the algorithm of negative emotions? The algorithm of negative emotions is very simple. So they have an input that triggers a kind of program within your mind, and you have a result. Okay. Let me remind you some stories. You are walking in a place, you suddenly see a wall poster of 10 years, 15 years back, and you suddenly started thinking about a beautiful memory you have. How many of you have experience of that? Okay. Uh, you are talking about your grandfather's house or grandmother's house. Suddenly you have the smell of that house or the favorite dish your father and grandmother and grandfather makes. You get that smell memory. How many of you actually can experience that smell? Can, right? You also have the similar experience, like you walking to the specific road, and while you are walking that, suddenly you becoming fearful. If you and you become suddenly stressful. You have experienced that. Okay. In any of these cases, are you choosing the response what you wanted to choose? Okay. But how it is happening? Because we human being perceive the information from all the five senses, right? The touch, air, the smell, and what we see, what we hear, and what we taste. Five senses. All this information is going to the brain. In the brain, it creates a program based upon these inputs. Based upon these inputs, the brain is going to create a program. How the brain is going to create a program? Okay, let me ask this question. By the way, how do you learn to be fearful? How do you learn it? When you are in dead scared, or when you are dead stressed, how do you learn? How do you know that you need to be like this? You learn, or the program, the mind learns how to program in two ways. One is the repetition. Okay. Two is the intensity. What do I mean by repetition? For example, I have a 2 years old girl in my home. I'll show to my daughter by saying that this is water bottle. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. A 2-year-old kid and a 1-year-old kid, first they'll look at this like this. What they started doing, that they started associating water bottle sound and to the object. Correct? If you show to the girl once and say this is a water bottle, and the girl immediately says that, then she has completed the association. In the most cases, this takes time. So you need to repeatedly say this is the water bottle, this is the water bottle, give me this water bottle, put that water bottle away, or bring that water bottle. You will be giving in the different contexts. Okay, then the kid started learning by saying that, okay, water, whenever father and mother is talking about water bottle, they are talking about this specific object. That means this object is means water bottle. This is how your brain learns. Okay, how it happens. Suppose if you experience certain thing, you went for interview, or suddenly something happened outside, when you are traveling or somewhere happened, you will have an emotion goes there, right? You may be fearful, maybe you may be stressful, or maybe you are happy about it. Anything, something happens. It happens once, it happens twice, it happens thrice. Anytime it happens about 3 or 4 times, your brain started creating a program. Okay, if I have this specific kinds of inputs are coming from the outside, if I listen to this specific sounds, if I listen to this specific, if I see these specific places, and if I see, if I smell these specific elements, then okay, I need to bring back this experience to the situation. Okay. So what is the input here? Input is this water bottle or the experience. The program is created and consequence is arrived. So far so good. That's how we learn. But everything you need to learn like that. Do you need to experience 4 accidents in order to be get scared of accident? No. Here the intensity come into picture. When you have such an experience where you are deeply, intensely emotional about one experience, one incident is sufficient, more than sufficient. One incident is more than sufficient. If it is the least intensify emotions, you need to be repeatedly doing for at least 3 to 4 times in order for your brain to change. Or it is a one incident, it happens automatically. And where these programs are running, the same program which runs your blood pressure, the same program which runs your kidney function, the same program which controls your heartbeat, the same program is controlling the what emotion to exit at what level. So now in order for us to change the result or the consequence here outside this entire equation, you might want to change the input. Correct? That is the point of view. However, most of us has the least opportunity to change that. For example, if you have an office, if you go in working environment, you have issues with a few people, you might change that experience by shifting the company and going to other company. Yeah, it might come again, but today you can avoid by saying shifting to the other company. Or you have some incident or some incident in specific road, in the lifelong you might not enter into that road and go to other road. So you are paying little bit effort in order to change the input level. What about the inputs like you going on the road, suddenly playing auto in the music. The moment you listen to the music, you quickly go through the place where just before this auto going to meet an accident, the same music came and immediately get shit scared about it. How do you change the input there? So you walking there and you see a wall poster or suddenly see a smell. I used to have the smell if I wherever in our village people die, when the people die they used to put this doom stick, what you call the kind of fragrance sticks they ignite to avoid the bad smell. So for me somehow my mind learned, it happens to me in my family. My grandfathers, grandmothers at the same age has passed away consequently for 3 to 4 months and 5 months point of view. And always if anywhere in my life, if I come back to the smell in any house, even though they are putting in front of the God, immediately what I think of a kind of a bad situation. Okay, so and can you control your nose to what to smell, what not to smell? Can you control your eyes to where to see, where not to see? Can you control your ears, what to listen, what not to listen? Now let me give a quick test. Don't listen whatever I am saying. You are a beautiful person, you are an individual, great person, excellent person. How many of you are able to stop the whatever you are listening because of I say don't listen? We don't have control on these 5 senses. The only one person who has the absolute control on 5 senses is who? Either he or the person who goes to he. Okay. So we human beings, we have zero control, the lowest control in order to manage this. So what is the best way to do it? Instead of pressurizing the things which is outside our control, we will be changing at the program level. What is the program level? Simply change the input remains same, the switch remains same, simply change the wiring and connect this to something else. That's how we are going to break our negative emotions. So what essentially we are saying that you are here, you have a specific input, throughout the years, throughout the life you are coming to this direction. Today what we are going to do that, okay, let the input be same but let us go to this direction. That means when you are angry, you have a choice to be pleasant. When you are stressful, you have a happiness, the choice to be present. And when you are scared, you have to be highly confident. When you have a lack of focus, a lack of motivation, you can be absolutely motivated. Second, you don't love something, you hate something, you can start loving instantly. At the same time, if loving a lot, you can instantly become hatred about the same thing. How is it going to be useful? Someone likes cigarette smoking. The moment they become hated about cigarette smoking, they quit the smoking, right? Someone will feel pressurized or stressful to study or focus. They immediately shifted the focus to be happy or focus. You understand where I am coming from? So these are all choices available. Whatever your choice, you want to be happy. Whenever you want to be happy, choose happy. When you want to be sad, choose sad. When you want to be stressful, be stressful. And you take, I always think, sometimes I do experiments with my own programming. I sleep when sometimes I pick up when I wanted to get up in the morning at 5:30, 6 o'clock. I don't have motivation to get up. What I'll do, I'll get up fearful or kind of hating and kind of sleeping hating. I'll program myself accordingly. And after 5 o'clock, when I said I start hating that. Will anyone do whatever they hate? So these are all choices are available now next to you. Now you choose whatever you wanted to choose. You wanted to, you know certain relationships you don't like, but you are supposed to like. All these years you are not doing that, and it is your choice now. From this moment onwards, becoming so likable. Okay. Similarly, there are certain relationships you are not supposed to be liking, but you are liking. Hate it. Choose to hate. Either you feeling hate, stressful, fear or pain, whatever you call. Choose something. Choose something and this. Isn't it ultimate freedom? Yes. And isn't it ultimate freedom? It happens automatically, where you don't have to, oh actually I am here, let me choose that, let me make a steps like this to come here. No, the moment you think about it, instead of going this direction, you go this direction. Isn't it nice? Isn't it great? Are you an entrepreneur? You have a fear of failure or a fear of self-doubt, and you replace that with the excitement or adventure or something like going very positive about it and becoming positive and become successful. Isn't it nice? Similarly, you are the person who has to travel to one destination, the people who consumes lot of unwanted chemicals in other forms, and you like one way, you wanted to go with that. Yeah, let become very hated about this entire event, and you can immediately become hated about it. Isn't it nice? And all this happens automatically. That means you don't even have to plan about it. So suppose someone comes an exam fear or a kind of an interview fear or some kind of proposing to someone something is a fear, and people eventually goes and they screw it up and they come back and feel next time I need to do. Instead of doing that, you program yourself in well in advance. Before you going there, you program yourself. Let it come after 3 months, let it come after 1 week, let it come after 2 weeks. But the moment it comes, you are naturally confident, you are naturally optimistic, you are naturally positive. Isn't it nice? Okay. Now, my friends, we are going to start the journey. Okay. One for last time, I think you already experienced all your positivities and negativities, and we are going to shift it one for all and change this.